I am doing a video of the quinoa stir fry because I didn't get to make it when I was on vacation last week. Had a taste for it today. Some of you asked for it, so I'm just going to show you very quickly. In this skillet, I have red onions, the purple onions, little very small diced zucchini, because again, I don't like zucchini, but if I put it in here super small, I can get the nutrition. And then I have red and yellow bell peppers in here. Okay, what I'm going to add is the quinoa, which I cooked separately in this pot. Now the key to the quinoa turning out better is you cook it just like you do rice. So I have it, and you rinse it too. I have a fine, very fine mesh strainer that I use to rinse the quinoa in. So I put 1.5 cups of quinoa in the mesh strainer and I run it under the water. Some of the times a little bit of it slips through, and so I have to kind of put my hand underneath to make sure that that doesn't happen too much, but you really have to rinse it first. It takes off of the bitter outer coating, okay? So then I put the quinoa and 1.5 cups quinoa to 3 cups of water, so always double the amount of water. I bring that, and you can use vegetable broth too to get more flavor, or you can season the water. I do a drizzle of oil in there, let it come to a boil, then I put the lid on it, and it cooks for about 20 minutes or so, 20 to 30 minutes, until the water is basically absorbed. Then, and I think this is key, it may not be, it may just be what works for me, I let this sit for a while. Like, this has been sitting about 30 minutes or so, and to me, it's much fluffier. I let it sit with the lid on, much fluffier. Some of it got a little too brown, but so probably 20 minutes. I wasn't watching that well. Then I just dump it straight in here. Okay. I also seasoned these vegetables already with just a little bit of salt and some onion powder. Oh, there's also grated ginger in here. And part of the oil I use is a toasted sesame oil. Toasted sesame seed oil gives it kind of like an Asian flavor. All right, so turn this down some. So you can add any vegetable or anything that you want to this. I have some leftover stuff that I'm adding right here. These are roasted portobello mushrooms. Portobello mushrooms, another thing I don't love, but I found out that when I roast them, I like them better. And I also dice them up super, super small, so I get the flavor without having big pieces of mushroom. And then I have some leftover roasted chickpeas. And there's another kind of mushroom that's mixed in there too. One of the things that I've adopted in the past couple of months is I just do much less waste. I try not to waste food at all. I try not to let my pickiness dictate to me what I will and won't eat. As long as it's not spoiled, I try to find a way to use it up. So this dish is really done at this point, and I've probably been in this kitchen about 20 minutes. Quinoa can be done one day. You can cook it one day and then throw it in the fridge, and then the next day or whenever come back, and then you can make your stir fry. Just don't forget about it. If you do forget about it, or let's say you made the quinoa but you lose your nerve, right? Throw it in a Ziploc bag, put it in the freezer until you can get up the courage to try it again. I gotta add a little bit more oil to the bottom of this because it's sticking. And then I'm gonna add this in for a little seasoning. This is coconut aminos. I don't love this. I'm trying not to use like the soy sauce, but if it still doesn't taste good to me, honestly, I will throw a little soy sauce in there. Or some Bragg's liquid aminos, which is, also has soy in it, so that's not necessarily my number one choice. But at any rate, this is a very satisfying meal, especially with the mushrooms in there and the chickpeas for texture. You could add a finely diced shredded kale. Again, if you don't love green vegetables, but you know you need them, take some kale, buy it already pre-washed. That'll save you a step in the kitchen. And then from there, you can take it and dice it up super, super small and cook it down in here. You won't taste it as much. What you're predominantly going to taste is the flavor and texture of the quinoa. Okay? Very quick, easy meal. I hope you guys will try it. If you do, let me know how it turns out. All right, bye.